Cool. Welcome to Lloyd's World of Audio. I'm Lloyd, and today we have the amazing, the metal queen, punk queen of Brisbane, Phoebe.
Hello.
From B&J Lane.
I am.
How you been going, Phoebe? Good?
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Shredding away.
We'll start straight off the bat. How did you get into playing guitar and, well, start your path in music?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just started off on acoustic, just playing chords and stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to progress and do better things. And then I sort of, in high school, I got into Muse. And I was just like awesome. Obsessed with Muse and just wanted to like learn every song ever. And I remember having like this folder just full of tabs, and I was like Fall Out Boy, like Linkin Park, and just everything.
All the greats as well.
So that was a thing. And then I just practiced all the time, and obviously living with my parents, and they were just like, shut up. So.
And this is when you still had an acoustic?
No, I sort of like upgraded to more like electric, because acoustic just really hurts my fingers.
Yeah,
really.
Same. When I was a kid, I could never get my head around or get into it.
Yeah, it was really, just started learning everything on electric because it was easier. And I think I went through like an Orianthe stage of like, because she's a shredder too, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. So what was your, what was your first electric?
God, I think it was like, I went to China in like grade 12, and I convinced myself that there was like this Ibanez for $200.
That's awesome.
Ibanez.
Yeah, sick.
And when I got home, I was like, hell yeah, this is so sick. And then like the tremolo bridge like fell out of the body. So I was like, okay, this is a piece of crap.
Was it
obviously,
Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, obviously this is like a fake. But I convinced myself it wasn't. But yeah, that was my first guitar, and I tried to get it fixed, and it just costed me a lot of money for no reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you started playing like electric around about like 15, 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. I've been two choices.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I had the same deal. I had like a white RG. I got it when I was like 17. I was obsessed with it, and then as soon as I tried to change the bridge, it just drove me insane. And I was like, I just don't get them.
Fixed bridge to this for the win.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Definitely, or Strat tremolo or Jag or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. So, do you remember, did you get lessons when you were a kid, or do you remember any of the Muse songs, I guess?
I do.
Yeah.
If you want me to play it.
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
but I'm in drop D.
That's all good. So, what album, pretty much did you gravitate to most when you were learning?
I think Origin of Symmetry was my fave.
Yeah, cool.
But I remember hearing Hysteria, and it was like, I instantly fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure.
So I was hugely into Muse, and I was like obsessed with Matt Bellamy. I wanted to be him. Yeah, so
that was like the kind of the first kind of riffy, distorted kind of stuff you're learning?
Yeah, and just his setup, I was like, oh my God, how would I get this? I was like obsessed with wanting like a digital whammy, but I'm like, it's $300, and I was like 16, and I'm like, how do I afford this?
So you ever had one?
No.
Oh, they're
really good?
Okay. A little bit overrated.
Okay, yeah.
That is such a big thing to have on your pedalboard. They do cool stuff. I want one because of Tom Morello and same with Matt Bellamy and stuff. It works, but I think you have to make it your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a weird choice. So I guess was that the genre you into the most as a kid? Was kind of heavier kind of stuff, or because obviously you're in a punk band, Jane Lane's punk.
Yeah. I go through phases of I like all sorts of music. I go from Parkway Drive to pop, Halsey and stuff. So I think growing up, it was more punk and Sum 41 and all that stuff. And then just one day I just got into Parkway Drive, and that's how I began my route of metal.
Yeah. So have you ever tried your hand in metal, as in trying to be a metal band when you were younger or anything?
No. I think Beach is the first.
First band you were in kind of
first
thing?
band I was in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You found a good band and stuck with it the whole time. Yeah, dude.
So.
You didn't go for the whole trial and different
I didn't.
things?
I just never had the chance, or I wouldn't change my mind.
Yeah, I think with metal, if you're gonna do it, you have to find the right people. I tried as a young kid, and I ended up in this one band. It was drop B, 80s metal, weird. It was a combination of everything. And I was just kind of I'm over this. I just want to play punk rock or something now.
Something.
And I think you just you do dive into that metal thing. You either go fully with it or you don't. But no, that's awesome. You obviously. I've known you for a little while, and I think I added you recently on Facebook a couple of years back, And I had no idea you could play metal. I was like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
And I saw you play like Parkway Drive and stuff like that. And
Thank you.
Is that a regular thing you like to do on Facebook?
Well, I don't know, sometimes when I get
there.
bored, like I'm just like, what cover should I do next? And I think, like I used to work with Lou, like my bassist at Grilled, and back then I wasn't in Being Jane Lane. I was just doing covers, and one day, like it like didn't really click to her, but she was like, oh my God, Phoebe plays guitar. Like, do you want to be in Being Jane Lane? And I was like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, awesome.
And so that's how it all came about. And I think she saw like one of my covers and was just like, brought it to the band and was like, what do you think of this chick?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's rad. So like, so you never got any musical training?
No, I kind of like just self-taught and just like would like
Because you got pretty good ear.
Yeah, print out whatever tabs I wanted and just like practice
awesome.
until I got it. I like taught myself how to read tabs and everything.
Same.
And
I think like I'd never liked lessons. I think like doing it
I
yourself.
don't have the patience for lessons. I'm like, I kind of want to learn.
Did you go for any?
No, I'm like, I kind of would rather like learn what I want to do.
Yeah, that's
sort of
awesome.
thing, and not someone else tell me what to do, sort of thing.
Yeah, you sound a little bit myself. Like when I was younger, I kind of went for a lesson, didn't really like it, and I just wanted to do what I like. They're trying to teach me like Baba Black Sheep or something like that. Were you into magazines, like guitar magazines?
Sort of, but not like hugely.
Yeah.
I
think that's where mostly I got my education from, guitar.
Well, just like watching YouTube videos a lot
of
awesome. YouTube videos, and you're just like pausing at this bit, and you're like, which bit do you play? And
Yeah. So how old were you when you joined Being Jane Lane? Like when did you guys all get started?
Oh my God, I think I was like, like 22.
Okay,
maybe,
cool.
I think.
Yeah.
It's just a guess. I'm really bad with like time.
Yeah, that's sweet. And then so when you got asked to join, was that like the moment you decided like this is what I want to do?
Yeah,
like,
I was just super
be doing
excited.
this?
Like I never really thought to be in a band because I didn't really know a lot of musical people.
Yeah.
I guess. And I don't know, it just never really occurred to me. And just one day Lou asked me and I was like super excited. I was like, I have to buy all these things. Yeah, so.
And that started like your musical journey from there, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, how's your musical journey been since you joined the band?
Really good. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And I do this thing where like, I go through phases of like gear and guitars and stuff, and then you find something new, and then you're like, oh, should I buy that or not? And
So. I'd say because I think like obviously my band, your band, have played a few times together in the past. I always see like I remember one time you had like a white PRS.
Yeah. Oh, that was a PRS. It was like the Dave Navarro one.
Yeah, was it?
I think we got off Gumtree for like $200.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've played that guitar. It's a good guitar. You couldn't go wrong with it.
I think it was fake.
Yeah. So, was it?
Yeah. And I'm just like, I need to sound better, so what can I get? And I just got this little baby
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
It's a very nice guitar. So I was going to ask, like, so there's obviously you got a comrade on guitar as well, Kate.
Yeah.
Other person you shred with.
Yeah.
Do you guys write the music, like you and Kate, or is the band? What's it like writing music together?
I think Kate came in maybe a couple of years ago, but I used to obviously write all the guitar, and then
cool.
Kate came in and
so you were first, and then Kate came in.
Yeah, and then made everything sound like fuller because it kind of sounded a bit like lonely. And most of the time I write stuff, but Kate's been really creative lately. She comes up with this riff and texts it to me, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, cool, I'll work with that on GarageBand or whatever, and I just come up with, I don't know, this cool track, and I send it to her, and she's like, my God, that's so sick. And I'm like, sick, we have a track now, we just need to jam it out. And it's so strange how, if you can, just work like that.
Well, like I feel like with bands, it's like there's always two people who write the songs, or there's solely the one person who tells everyone what to do. So it's good when you can find someone you can just be like, hey, I got this riff, what do you reckon? And they're like, oh, I reckon you should add these bits, and then develop it from there. I reckon that's awesome. If you got that, that's great. Tegan
plays guitar as well, and I think Beca, she wrote that one.
Yeah.
Like the main guitar bits and everything, like the chords and everything. And we were basically just like, how can we make this into a beach song? And that's kind of my job. They're just like, make it into a beach song. And I'm like, okay, that is my job.
So you're like the kind of the main song person?
I mean, like we all have like a contribution towards the writing And we like to be like pretty open about it and be like, well, this doesn't sound good. How about we try this? Like we're never not like, that sounds bad. Don't play it or whatever. We're like pretty open and like honest about, So experimentals.
Yeah, cool. And you guys like signed a record label with Guy Cooper for Human Records?
Yeah, he's great.
He obviously helped you like produce your album and stuff like that. Does he ever help out with the songwriting as well?
We did go through like a process of like jamming with him, and he would sit on it and be like, I think you should do this or this. Like, cool. It would sound better if you did that. Like, just like second set it is that, because we're so used to playing how we play, like it would be better to get an outsider's perspective.
Yeah, I think like with bands, like when you're coming up, you kind of like record with people, just like let you do what you want. And then we actually work with a producer, like they don't like fully produce and change it, but they give you that like, that push to go like, because you have a riff, you're like, oh, I don't know about this. And like,
what do you think sounds better?
Like, well, they go, no. Like, I've had that like in the past, but it's awesome. So like, so the album's going great. How long did that take you guys to like get that recorded? A while?
Oh my God, so long. Because
it's not your first one, it's your second one, right?
No, it's the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
debut album.
Yeah, debut. Yeah, that's awesome for a debut album.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So
that's right. You had record EPs before that, right? And singles.
Yeah, the EP. So we had the EP for a while, and then we were working on the album for a very long time because we had a lineup change as well.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had to like re-record everything a little bit, and just because of our availability also, which made it a little bit hard. Yeah. And because everyone needs a break and everything like that, so
life kicks in.
Yeah. So we finally got it out, and we're glad that it's got like good response and everything. That's awesome.
So I guess I was gonna ask you, like, seeing you've been playing guitar for a little while, who is your biggest influence? Like, do you have a number one guitar like god to you? Or?
I would say like Jeff Ling from Parkway Drive, because he is absolutely amazing. Or Dave from Sum 41.
Yeah, cool. Dave. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you know any Sum 41?
Yeah.
Do you want to play one? What ones do you know? Yeah, that's awesome. So Parkway, obviously, like you're in a punk band, you can't really bring that whole Parkway vibe to the thing, but obviously.
I think someone once told me like, oh my God, you guys sound like Evanescence, and I was like, really? I was like, are you listening properly? I think people used to say like back in the EP days that a lot of the guitar influenced stuff would sound a lot metal-y rather than like what it sounds like now. I guess Ohio and stuff. Sounds pretty metal. But every now and then, like Sailboats is the finger tapping bit that's like kind of metal. So it's just kind of like finding cool that balance. Yeah. Like so it doesn't, I guess, overpower Tegan's lyrics or anything. Yeah, exactly, so just, it's kind of like a process that guys help me with that he's like, you should, I guess, compliment Tegan's voice more, like make the guitar sing like with her vocals and not, go against what she's singing. So and it's made like songwriting heaps better. I used to just come up with a riff, stick it over Tegan's vocals, and we'd call it. Yeah. But now I'm just kind of delving into it a bit more. Yeah.
So that's awesome. Like to see you guys going great, and like I said, it's great to see. I've known you for a little while, and it's good to see your band like get there, man. It's well deserved.
Thank you.
I always say that with everyone. Like they've been trying so hard now to get it, and they must feel great for you guys too. So I guess like it'd be interesting to see your rig, because I said as you said in the past, you've changed a fair few things.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen you with like, I think you had like a Marshall or something at one point.
It was like a gross PV6505 combo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I used to be like, this sounds awesome because that's what all the metal bands use. And obviously because I wasn't in a metal band, and it was just so gainy and tinny, and I wish someone back then would tell me, that sounds like crap. Get a better rig. And I think I was talking to Adam from The Way We Were.
Okay, yeah.
Once, and he was like, this is my rig, and I tried it, and I was like, holy crap, that sounds so good. And I've always been into really, I guess, heavy or like high output sounds, like with guitar and like amp heads and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, that's how I came up with this little baby.
The old gym root, orange, number 4.
Yeah.
Little twin one, hey?
Yeah.
15 waters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And
They're real light. They're pretty heavy or they're pretty light?
Like 7 kilos, so you can take on a carry on if you need to.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's all like straight up just gain. Like there's no cleaning up or anything like that?
I mean, if you dial this back, it's super clean, but then I guess I could technically get like a super overdrive.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you buy a high gain and then you want to use it
for
full, yeah. Like using the tubes and
yeah, sweet. And you got the cab
stuff.
with it at the same time?
Yeah, I got it. It was a good deal off Gumtree or something. I was super excited.
Yeah.
And I used to play it with I think Schecter Omen, and it was like super, super metal because it had like active pickups in it.
Yeah, awesome.
But I was like, oh, you know, probably a bit too heavy for BJ and Lane, so I was like, you know, what can I don't even know how I came about this guitar. I just liked the simplicity of it because I don't like a lot of buttons and knobs and stuff.
So your guitar is a gym root Squire Telecaster?
Yes, I couldn't afford the Fender one.
Oh man, I saw one the other day and I actually was going to tag you in it. It was like, I think it was $3,000 they wanted for it.
Was that the black one or white one?
White
still?
one.
Yeah.
It was like all American, had like active EMGs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Phoebe you like this, man.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went to do it, gone.
Oh,
like someone had
mate. You snooze, you lose.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it used to have just passive stock standard pickups in there. I didn't really know what it was.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
You know, guy was like, I think you should get like Seymour Duncan JBs, and I tried his one out, and I'm like, it's like cool, but not enough output. And I was at Music Express at Garden City, and he's just like, oh, you should get the, what is it, Duncan Distortions and the Jazz Bridge, and I was, neck, and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he installed that for me, and I'm pretty happy with my sound. Sometimes it sounds a little bit too bright, and I just like still need to adjust it and stuff. So
yeah, no, I think you got like good sound on it.
Yeah.
So like, did you do some research before you modded that, or just pretty much just what you're looking for?
Yeah, I went through like this. I was just like reading articles like all day and night, and I was just like, which one do I choose? Reading like so many forums and threads and everything, and everyone's saying heaps of different things like JBs over distortions, and I'm like, just tell me which one to get. And you can't really go into a music store and try it because like you need to order it in. It's not in a guitar already. So
there is a guitar company actually made a guitar where they can put like 6 pickups and you can just rotate it. And like everyone keeps saying on like, they came out in NAMM a couple of years ago to like guitar stores need that just for that purpose.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so you can be like, I want to try this one, I want to try that one. Like,
yeah.
That's awesome. Like I know what you mean. I've looked for pickups online and I feel like you can just end up in a rabbit hole. Like you just get way too much opinions. You're like,
you spend like $200
these people saying it's shit, these people saying it's good. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So like, so they obviously installed it and like you're happy with the choice?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I waited 3 months for like the white ones. They had black ones in stock and I'm like, oh, but I want white. So I waited and got that. Yeah, but
you said they're passive, right?
passive,
awesome.
but like high output.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I like super gainy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more into like a simple setup. Like, I guess normal tellies have like more buttons and everything like that.
Extra
and I just like
stuff.
Minimal stuff, and everything here is minimal as well. So I'm just like, less is more. So like,
that's awesome.
You know.
Especially if you're going for that whole like distorted, gnarly sound. Like you don't want to mix it up too much. Like I said, you just want simple rig where you can just be like, volume, that's it.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about tone. I don't want to knock that tone out. Or like, I'm surprised you haven't got rid of this. Or had one pickup with it.
But then I still need to change to the
that's
bridgy. The neck.
Yeah, awesome. So you're pretty keen on the old gym route.
Yeah, I am.
Number one at the moment?
Oh, like I've always wanted a Fender Telecaster Deluxe, or like the thin line ones, because they look awesome.
Yeah.
But the neck's always been a bit too like fat for me, and obviously the gym route, because it's like a metal guitar, the neck's a bit more like C-shaped or whatever, so it's like thinner, and I just prefer it a lot more. Because I've played Kate's, I think she's got a Jazz or a Jaguar, and the neck's like really fat on that one, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I have to like, so I got a Telecaster recently, and I went for like the thinnest neck possible. I tried a few out, and I was like, it's fine.
Metal.
I can't. Yeah, you just need the wider.
Yeah.
I think it's from probably like me and you both obviously started on Ivan's IGs and stuff. I think you just get used to that thinness. Like I feel bulky necks, you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, like you said, metal. I guess.
Yeah, metal.
So so like pretty much how long you had that for now?
This one I've had maybe 2 years, which is surprising because, you know, I go through a phase of like changing my mind all the time with like guitars. Obviously, like any guitarist would, because it's like, but I always do this thing where I need to only have like one guitar, like, because I don't have a lot of guitars, just the one.
I kind of like, I don't know, I feel like, you just need one on stage.
Yeah.
One does everything.
Yeah.
Unless you're like crazy into different tunings and stuff. Which, would drive you insane. Imagine trying to bring like 6 guitars in. Maybe in your big time and stuff, and you've got some roadies bringing it all in for you. But oh man, it's even got the cutaway. That's awesome. I didn't realise it had such a scoop.
Wasn't this like the normal tailies?
Yeah, it was just a bit more scoop than the average.
Scoopy, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I guess like what pedals and how do you plan this and which way you go on it?
So I got my little standard tuner here.
Yep.
The EM drive. I used to have a tube screamer, but it sounded really, I guess, like tinny with the orange. So I was like, oh, what can I do to improve it? And Adam from The Way We Were, I pretty much just like stole his rig. He recommended the Emerson EM drive, which is, it's like a boutique pedal, so it was like $200, I think, and I was like, breaking the bank. So I got that, so it's like a transparent overdrive, like it just makes it a little bit louder and not too like gainy, because you know I've already got like tons of gain on my amp and my pickups.
What was the when you put in the tube screamer for it? What was it doing? Was it just like boosting the highs?
Yeah, it just sounded really like offspringy, like really like.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know how to explain
like
that sound.
Early offspring.
Like really like.
Yeah, tingy kind of. Like,
yeah, and that wasn't really the sound I was going for. I was kind of going for like a more like bassy fill out sound. Yeah. And this is a signal pad, which.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, so can we hear your amp just clean? Your amp without the signal pad?
Without the signal pad?
Yeah, just like what's the sound like when you're just going straight in?
As in, like, do you want me to adjust the gain or no?
Yeah, just whatever you got going now. That's awesome.
So the signal pad, if I turn that on, obviously it depends on where you set the gain, because it's just like based on like the volume and everything. So that's how I.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, because I think Guy was like, "Oh, I'll get an EQ," and I was like, "Oh, I got this," and he's like, "Yeah, that's much better." And I was like, cool.
That's like, it's crazy how like your actual sound's like huge.
Yeah, because I didn't think that. You know, you have like so many overdrive pedals and everything, but you never realize that there's a pedal out there that could, I guess,
reverse it.
Do the complete opposite. Yeah, because I would never use this for like, you know, a clean sound. So I'm just like, I don't want to buy another amp. Like, what do I do? And it's only got a single channel, so I can't really do anything. But I found that.
How did you come across that? Did someone introduce that to you?
I think just Google. I was just like, how do I make an orange amp clean? And I found this.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've actually never seen one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard about like people use it and things like that. Like, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend that to other people who like kind of, because it just cleans up so much that you can even hear like the whole EQ radius of the whole
it's like
strings.
more dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I thought it'd be like dead it, but it didn't. Like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then from there you got like, what's the yellow pedal?
It is my little delay pedal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
feels
I got, it's a pretty shitty, like $30 delay pedal of like $30 that I got from Gumtree, because I love a good bargain.
Yeah, Gumtree. Are you all about Facebook Marketplace now?
Yeah, I am, and Brisbane Gear and Trade.
Yeah,
I'm just like always like on that. I'm like, what can I get for like?
Pretty much I spend every night doing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So like, what brand is that?
It is a Rowan.
Yeah, it sounds pretty nice.
Rowan True Bypass. Yeah.
Like for a small delay with like cheap as, I guess.
Yeah, and I could always upgrade my pedal board, but I like to keep everything minimal, and so that's why I can, when I go touring and traveling, I can just fit this little guitar case in my backpack, just minimal pedals and.
Yeah, totally jealous of that.
Yeah.
I obviously can't do that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I like how simple and nice your rig is. I reckon it's great. And obviously, like, yeah, you're into, it's got the sound you want. So it's like, like you said, it's not quite metal.
Yeah.
But it's that awesome, like, in between. You know what I mean? It's like you could go that way if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I think heaps of, like, sometimes people come up to me after a gig and they're like, what's your rig? And I'm like, oh, you know, just this and an overdrive and that's it. Like, nothing too special where you have, like, you know, those metal pedals with like a million knobs.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, just keep it simple. I think I was reading like a Parkway Drive article one time and I think Jeff was just like, yeah, like the less things you have, like the less stuff that's like likely to screw up on stage and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the more likely you can walk away from it and actually have fun on stage, I guess, as well.
Yeah, you don't have to like constantly be glued to your pedals.
Like, try and rock out.
Yeah.
Run back.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Simple life.
So I was going to ask her, like, so seeing how that's your main amp now, does that mean you have to take to all your gigs? Can you go without that?
I mean, I do prefer taking my head, like when they do provide cabs and everything, but most of the times they're just like, we have a Fender deluxe combo for you, and I'm like,
especially when you're playing festivals and stuff. Like,
I know, I'm just like, and I'm always just like, okay, can I borrow your overdrive pedal? Because like, even though this overdrives it,
it's not fully
isn't enough
Yeah.
for like what I play, and sometimes like the lead doesn't come through as much, and I'm like, hey, can I just borrow your Boss overdrive? And I'm like, please.
Because that's what I feel like, because like when you meet guitarists like yourself, you like have a particular sound with that one amp.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. I give you heads off because like people always forget the amp is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, that does make like the heart of your sound.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of it just adds it on. Like once you get a good amp, it's sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I feel bad for people who have to keep, like my brother's the same, he's got Marshall, he has to take that everywhere because that's his sound.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, you can be picky, but yeah, like you said, if you're writing music and you're doing it, that's your thing.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm just like, I wonder if that's because like, you know, foot switch amps are a thing these days. And I'm like, is it really worth it to like invest in one just in case, you know? Is it easier if it's like tour or something? But you know, I don't know if you'll get like the same tube sound from it and everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure, I'll look into it and I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
You can route that into the back of a normal combo. But you can disconnect the amp from the combo.
Yeah, I think I did that once when I was in Melbourne, but I'm not sure like, like I don't know, just some, like most of the Fender combos, I'm just like, I don't really want to.
Yeah, it's not that orange cab sound.
Touch.
Yeah.
That. So, yeah. This baby's my sound.
It's your baby.
Yeah.
One more question I want to ask you. Do you like Slipknot?
I like Duality.
Rad album?
Yeah.
That's all. That's just, it's cool. You like went to Jim Root, but I think Jim Root's done a good job. Like I think he's designed stuff for people like who are more like heavy rock kind of stuff to use.
Yeah.
Like there's his whole idea with the Telecaster and the Jag.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, like he's not like it's cool.
Like ESPs.
Yeah, and the same like John 5 with like his tellies and stuff. Like anyone can play it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know Catfish and the Bottlemen actually play a Jim Root telly?
Who?
There's a band called Catfish and the Bottlemen, and they're like a British indie alternative like pop band.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play Jim Root.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Nice. Like
weird.
with EMGs?
Yeah.
What?
Like the American one, yeah. The guy loves them. He's got like 6 of them, like white
but like
and blacks.
how does it not, if they're like indie, how does it not sound?
It sounds good because it's like highly driven and they use a lot of delays and like
so it's more like
driven amps
dynamic
and stuff.
Yeah.
So like the more slappy kind of like low end of it. Yeah, it's weird. Like, you wouldn't think it would work, but he loves it. Like, absolutely loves
it.
Nice. No, that's awesome. Well, thanks for coming in and showing us your rig, man. It's like great.
Happy to.
Appreciate like.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I just love how like simple it is. I reckon it's great, and that's blowing my mind. It's a single path thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess I got 2 more questions for you before we end the show. What advice do you have for up and coming guitarists or musicians?
Practice makes perfect. So don't ever, I guess, give up if you can't play something. Like I've always like hated playing solos and everything like that. And just one Christmas, I spent maybe 2 months just learning how to bend chords. This was maybe just 2 years ago. Like, and I've been playing for like ages. So, you know, just, and even in the, our song Sailboat, like the finger tapping, when I first started that, like it wasn't perfect, but I just kept practicing. And even now I can't even play it live with my eyes closed. So, you know, I'm still learning and
that's awesome.
Yeah. So that, and just, I guess, regards to gear, just do a lot of research, I guess.
Yeah, before you buy, kind of.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I've made a few mistakes buying stuff young, not being told.
Me too.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's a bargain, but why?
Yeah.
It does not do what I want it to do.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming in anyway.
No,
Phoebes.
no worries.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Having you. It's been great. I can we have a little jam?
Yeah.
You feel like playing some metal?
Yeah.
All right.
Always. Yeah.
High five for that one.
Oh yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.